Chavez, including that he groomed children.
Chavez has been honored with murals, schools, and streets named after him, and annual Cesar Chavez Day celebrations. But the United Farm Workers say they will not participate in this month's celebrations, saying the allegations that very young women or girls may have been victimized are crushing.
That's ABC's John Quinones. A win for Afro Man in an Ohio courtroom.
The rapper known as Afro Man is celebrating after a jury sided with him in a lawsuit brought by sheriff's deputies in Ohio, who claimed he was wrong to mock them in music videos.
Freedom of speech, right on!
The dispute dates back to 2022 when deputies raided his house as part of a drug case. No charges were filed, but Afro Man, whose real name is Joseph Foreman, protested, saying the deputies damaged his home. He then made a music video using home surveillance footage of the raid. The deputies sued, accusing Foreman of using their likeness without permission.
That's ABC's Sophie Flay. It's officially still winter. However, in Los Angeles, it sure doesn't feel like it.
It's horrible. I don't want to imagine on July. I'm probably going to be out at the beach all the time. On work, too, it's going to be horrible. It's going to be pretty hard. It's too hot to be March.
Scorching heat wave in several western states. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Offer not valid in all states or were prohibited by law. Loans are subject to lender approval. See website for details.
Honey, our credit card bill came and it's higher than last month.
How? We haven't charged anything.
Paying the minimum isn't enough. It will keep getting higher until we take control. We need to go to 47fastcash.com.
With our bad credit?
47fastcash.com can help any credit type get approved for up to $5,000 in minutes.
Take control and get the money you need at 47fastcash.com. 47fastcash.com.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
Good morning, 7:05 at WSJM. Zack in for Ken this week as he enjoys vacation. Carrie Peugeot at WSBT says we'll see partly sunny skies with a 40% chance of rain this morning. Highs around 52 today with mostly cloudy skies and 40 expected tonight. We'll have just a 20% chance of rain on Friday with partly cloudy skies, and we'll reach 60 on the first day of spring, 65 on Saturday, and yet another chance of rain happening again Sunday, but highs will stick near 60. At worst, we'll be above the 50s within next week, so there you go. We've hopefully going to stick with spring for quite some time in temperatures, weather, and otherwise. It is just about 34 degrees across the entire region. We're at 33 in Benton Harbor, 34 in St. Joe, 32 in Niles. It has started snowing for the moment in South Haven with 33, but I'm sure that'll change to a rain-snow mix, so be a bit careful over there. Coming up, news, or I should say sports with Dave Wolf. And in the newsroom, we'll talk to Andrew Green now.
In the newsroom, I'm Andrew Green. Now that St. Joseph City Commissioners have approved a new paid parking plan for the downtown this summer, what happens next? City Communications Director Kayla Griffith tells us with all paid parking to be on-street only, the pay stations seen all over the downtown will be moved. She says they're being taken out of the lots and off Lake Boulevard to be placed along streets where paid parking is planned.
City staff is going to be moving the pay stations. It's all going to be handled in-house. And since they're solar, it really is just a matter of bolting them down. I think there's 4 bolts on each station. So it'll be pouring new concrete pads and removing and then rebolting them.
Griffith said the expected cost of that effort is about $20,000, and it's mostly due to the new signage being created. We asked about the expected revenue from the paid parking program now that it's been scaled back.
Last year, the city earned about $76,000 in the 26 days that paid parking was active. It's a much wider footprint that we had last year. This year, we're really just focusing on the most in-demand spaces. And even with that, if we see consistent utilization and filling the spaces up, we're right now expecting about $180K.
The cost of implementing paid parking last year was about $364,000, and Griffith says with the anticipated revenue from the revamped plan for this year, it should take about 2 years to recoup all implementation costs. With their approval this week, city commissioners instructed the parking subgroup to study the possibility of having an annual parking pass. Griffith says it will do that now and bring a recommendation back to the commission. The South Haven City Council has given a boost to the dwelling place of Grand Rapids as it seeks to develop housing at the former Overton property at 229 Elkenberg Street. The city has been seeking a use for that former industrial site for years, with the latest proposal being the dwelling places plan for a 3-story, 40,000 square foot, 53-unit apartment building. The city council this week approved a payment in lieu of taxes pilot agreement with the dwelling place so it can receive tax exemptions established under the State Housing Development Authority Act. Dwelling Place Real Estate Development Director Nathan Poole told council the pilot's critical for the group to apply for low-income housing tax credits from the state. Mayor Annie Brown told Poole it's the council's pleasure to help move the project forward.
I just wanted to tell you how much we have enjoyed working with you, and we are so grateful to the Dwelling Place for choosing us and choosing South Haven, and we are a pro-housing city council.
The city council also approved a letter of support for the project, while Brown said State Representative Joey Andrews will be asked to do the same. Michigan House Speaker Matt Hall is providing more details about his plan for a $5 billion property tax cut in the state. Hall is proposing to replace those taxes with a 6% sales tax on luxury services.
We talked about the limousines and the country club memberships and the private jets. Also, we're going to make the collection agencies pay for it.
But Hall says essential services like nail salons, barbers, landscaping, healthcare, car repairs, childcare, dry cleaning, and streaming services would be exempt from the new tax. He's also pushing for a $1 billion rollback in rate increases for Michigan utilities. In the newsroom, I'm Andrew Green.
From the NCAA First Four last night, Prairie View A&M beat Lehigh 67-55 for his first ever NCAA tournament win, while Miami of Ohio knocked off SMU 89-79 to advance. Today, all eyes are on the Michigan teams. Michigan State takes on North Dakota State at 4:05. 3 o'clock pregame show on Cozy Classic hits 103.7. And top-seeded Michigan faces Howard at 7:10 with coverage on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM at 6:30. NBA, Portland beat Indiana 127-119 as the Pacers dropped their 15th straight, and Toronto routed the Bulls 139-109. Tonight, the Pistons visit Washington, and the Bulls host Cleveland. In the NHL, the Red Wings host Montreal, while the Blackhawks are in Minnesota. High school sports, Brandywine is in the Division III state semifinals today at the Breslin Center, taking on Jackson Lumen Christi. St. Joe hosts Zeeland West in soccer, while South Haven visits Michigan Lutheran for a baseball and softball doubleheader. Tennis also has Berrien Springs at St. Joe. With sports, I'm Dave Wolf.
If you can drive it, we can fix it. Leroy's Body Shop.
At Leroy's Body Shop in St. Joseph, there's a new face you'll want to meet. Bob. He's the new manager, and he's ready to help you get your car looking like new again. Whether it's a fender bender, a little scrape, or a big repair, Bob and the team have the skills to get you back on the road with confidence. So when your vehicle needs a body shop, don't stress it. Go see Bob in St. Joe. That's Leroy's Body Shop in St. Joseph.
If you can drive it, we can fix it. Leroy's Body Shop.
I'm Congressman Tim Walberg, and I voted to deliver historic relief for Michigan families through the Working Families Tax Cuts. According to the House Committee on Ways and Means Majority, Americans will receive the largest tax refund season in history. I'm Congressman Tim Walberg, and I'm ensuring you can keep more of your hard-earned money through historic tax cuts and no tax on tips, overtime, or Social Security, paid for with official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Are you happy when you fly? Shouldn't traveling for both business and pleasure be a happy occurrence? You can be happy by simply beginning and ending your trip at South Bend International Airport. Happiness truly means close, easy, affordable parking options, no highway tolls, no snarled traffic backups, no getting up at a dark 30 and driving for a couple of hours to get to the airport, only to have to hunt for parking and then stand in long TSA lines, worrying if you'll get through without running to the gate. Those are trade-offs I'll gladly take any day when I fly from South Bend International. Reality is that when you factor in all of those things, the airfare differential that everybody frets over virtually disappears, and the South Bend option becomes a decidedly better, often stress-free choice that makes a tremendous amount of sense, giving you considerably more peace of mind at every level. SBN is the most convenient and affordable airport travel option we have. Make the smart choice. Make the happy choice. Click today to flysbn.com because happy starts here.
At WSJM, we believe in the power of community. So this March, we're shining a light on nonprofits making a difference and the local businesses helping amplify their impact. With support from Mason Jar Cafe and First State Bank, we're marching forth to support. We're sharing stories of amazing organizations like the Youth Service Bureau of St. Joseph, Aging Connections of Michiana Incorporated, the Boys and Girls Club of Elkhart County, Middlebury Food Pantry, Loveway Incorporated, Elkhart County 4-H Fair, Bristol Corn Dog Festival and Stable Grounds. We're showing how you can help. Watch our video interviews on Facebook and learn more at WSJM.com. Marching forth to support this march.
Mostly cloudy skies with a few chances of rain this morning, but we will become partly sunny this afternoon. High temperatures getting up around 50. Mostly cloudy tonight. We stay near 40. And then for Friday, partly sunny skies through the day. There is a slight chance of a stray shower. High temperatures will be in the upper 50s to low 60s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
The Morning Show with Ken Lundberg on WSJM.
I'm Zack, pretending to be Ken Lundberg. It's 7:14 here at WSJM. Carrie Peugeot there at WSBT says we have partly sunny skies and a 40% chance of rain this morning and 52. But as we reach the first day of spring tomorrow, looking really nice there with just a small chance of rain and 60. And as mentioned as well, the extended forecast through the weekend has us above the 60s into 65 on Saturday with pretty much no chance of precipitation. That next chance of precipitation will happen on Sunday. 33 in Benton Harbor, 34 in St. Joe, and 32 in Niles. In South Haven, they're experiencing a wintry mix at the moment here with 33 degrees and coming up on 7:15. And we have some special guests in the studio this morning. Just as a reminder, my additional work that I do in the community is with United Way of Southwest Michigan. That is where the Be Healthy Berrien program is hosted, and Dawn Marie Smith is the director. And we're getting the opportunity to talk a bit about the Community Leadership Academy that Be Healthy Berrien and Corewell Health help to put together. That has happened already in the community of Benton Harbor, which we'll talk about in a moment, and a new one coming up in Buchanan and Niles. So good morning to you, Dawn Marie.
Well, good morning, Zack.
Nice to see you. So we have some special guests in the studio to talk a bit about the success of the Community Leadership Academy program that has already taken place in Benton Harbor. You had your first cohort, and there's plenty of stuff to really learn from that opportunity. So who do we have in studio with us this morning?
Well, we have Sheba Lindsay, who is a cohort participant of the Benton Harbor group. And then we have Ashley Hines, who is the facilitator. So both are from the area of Benton Harbor. And we have lots to share with you today about our experiences, not only in the Community Leadership Academy, but how it's actually paying forward in regard to today's work and how we show up every day.
So let's get into it, Ashley. If you could pull that microphone forward a little bit. Sorry about that. Could you tell us a little bit about, the experience of putting this together? I just got the chance to behind the scenes see a lot of the materials that were being put together before the cohort even happened for Benton Harbor. But these are things you've been working on for months and months on end. Then you completed it, and the community work is taking place now, right?
Yeah, it's an ever-evolving process, but the Community Leadership Academy is essentially a training program for residents who are looking to take charge in their community and be active. A lot of times there are people who are very passionate about their community, but they don't necessarily have the tools to make their projects come to life, interact with community leaders and stakeholders, knowing where to find existing plans of what's already happening in the city. And so this is a project that is designed to educate people, to give them the tools that they need. And so there's a lot of preparation that's involved in getting it to that point. This program is actually based off the Resident Leadership Academy, which is a program that existed for over 20 years in the San Diego community. And we were able to have them come here to train our team. And then we took their curriculum and refined it, gave it a bunch of local context so that it fits what we're trying to do here. And since then, sorry, Dawn can attest to it. It's been an ever-evolving process, like I said before, to ensure that it's right. But yeah, that's some of the things that's entailed in that.
And this program has a lot of things that you've discussed with all the participating residents in the cohort, including things like food access and safety and active transportation, which of course is a huge topic right now, not only in Benton Harbor, but in the county in general. So, is this something that you feel like, as all of the residents that have come together to learn in that cohort, that they took away some things and are actually making action in the community?
Yeah, absolutely. It's really great to see how the participants will learn something out of class and it allows them to start seeing their community in a different way.
Yeah.
Being able to interact with them in classes and hearing the commentary like, oh, that relates to social determinants of health, or they see something in their community and we talk about SEPTED principles, which is crime prevention through environmental design. And so they're able to recognize these things. And throughout the program, they identify various community improvement projects that could be possible for the group to tackle after the curriculum is finished. And so the Benton Harbor group, they're still working together, even though the classes officially ended in December, and they're looking to working to launch a youth summit in June of this year.
That is pretty awesome. Sheba, could you tell us a little bit about what it was like to be part of this group? Did you get, kind of approached, or did you hear about it and say, I feel like I need to be better connected with how to really make an impact in the community? How did it start for you?
Sure. So for me, I was trying to find my way into the community to make a difference. And through some of the activities at one of our local parks, I met Ashley, and Ashley later on remembered me and approached me when the cohort started looking for participants. And I was excited because I'm one that's really reserved. I have a really big thing about speaking in public and speaking to people in large groups. But since joining the Leadership Academy, I've found that it's really helped me to be able to voice my opinion and to rally people to speak to me about different things that's going on in the community where we can make an impact. So the Leadership Academy, the Community Leadership Academy, has really helped me to see my community in a different light, to really understand the things that are going on, especially with community health. That's a big thing. I didn't realize that, all of these determinants was how I can measure what's going on in my community.
And what's working and what isn't.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Like you said, the transportation, the access to healthy foods, things like that are really important. Our children, what do we have for them? What are we giving them to be able to build on? And the youth in the community are really important. So this community project that we have going on this summer is really important because it's bringing our youth in and making them a part of what's to come for the future. And that's what the Community Leadership Academy has taught me and has given me.
That is exceptional to hear. Could you also give us, Ashley, or Dawn Marie, an idea of how many people participated in the Benton Harbor cohort? And obviously, everybody, including Sheba, got together and made some determinations on how they could best affect the community using this youth summit. But what was the number of people that participated?
We actually had 12 participants, and that was an intentional. We wanted to keep the group small. This was our first cohort, so just being able to make sure that we could effectively, administer the curriculum and be impactful and make sure that we covered all of the materials that we needed to do. We chose 12 individuals, and Sheba, she is such a natural leader. And I can tell you that there were so many moments through the curriculum of the 12 weeks that we met that each person had their own day or light, and they just shined through in regard to where their passion was, and really being able to connect the dots of exactly what Sheba talked about is, hey, I've been feeling this, I've been seeing this, I want to do something about it. I don't understand why it is in the community. And now I've got awareness of the built environment. I've got awareness of why things aren't necessarily progressing as they should. And now I have the tools to actually target a potential intervention and make a difference in my neighborhood. So we had 12 participants, but in addition to that, we also had speakers. We had expert speakers come in for the first 10 minutes of several of the sessions, and they talked about just various topics. So we had Marcy Hamilton from Southwest Michigan Planning Commission to talk about land use. We had John Engelhoff talk about transportation. We had Zena Murray talk about food and just, food access. So Joey Andrews came and talked about housing. We really tried to take the content of the material, but actually then bring in real live individuals that have that expertise and link that to the content.
That is fantastic. We have a new Community Leadership Academy cohort that'll be happening here in Niles and Buchanan. We'll talk about how community members can get involved in that coming up here in just a bit as we take a quick break. It is 7:24 at WSJM.
Have you been thinking about building your savings? Probably. Has it been hard to set money aside? Always. Put your savings on autopilot with super-powered Thrive Savings. This free account turns cash rewards into automatic savings every month your linked Thrive checking account qualifications are met. Thrive Savings. It's our superpower. Visit Sturgis.bank to learn more. Qualifications, rules, and limitations apply. Rates, rewards, and restrictions may vary by account. Contact Sturgis Bank for details. Member FDIC.
It's One Vision of Queen, featuring Mark Martell, live in concert Friday, July 10th at 9 p.m. Eastern at Four Winds Casino, New Buffalo's Silver Creek Event Center. The most iconic rock anthems in one adrenaline-pumping show. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Don't miss One Vision of Queen with Mark Martell at Four Winds Casino, New Buffalo. Your entertainment escape.
Got a hungry office? Planning a holiday party? Silver Beach Pizza is now serving lunches to go, Monday through Friday, just for groups. Place your order a day ahead with a $100 minimum. Pick it up between 11 and 1, and you'll be the hero of your event. Or kick it up a notch and book a private lunch inside Silver Beach Pizza during the week. Just email Mackenzie at silverbeachpizza.com to make it happen. Silver Beach Pizza, fueling offices, parties, and gatherings one epic lunch at a time.
Greenmark Equipment, your local John Deere dealer, supports our agricultural and farming community, but they're also here for your backyard projects, weekend plans, and professional lawn equipment all year long. Need a riding mower, utility vehicle, or compact tractor? Visit Greenmark in Mishawaka, Plymouth, Sodus, or any of their locations for knowledgeable equipment sales, quality parts, and trusted service. For planting season, spring cleaning, or your backyard to-do list, you'll find what you need at Greenmark Equipment, your local John Deere dealer.
When it's snowing, when it's blowing, and you still gotta go, it's nice to know there's someone you can call. When you're in the ditch, and brother, you're in deep, Hassey's Towing and Crane Service will be there for you. From small cars to double trailer semis, Hassey's has the equipment and the know-how. Call 927-3681 24 hours a day. For over 66 years, Hassey's Towing, the most trusted and reliable towing service in Southwest Michigan.
The Bloomberg Business Minute on WSJM is brought to you by Sturgis Bank and Trust. Let's grow together. Serving Berrien, Branch, Kalamazoo, St. Joseph, and Van Buren counties. Now with 2 new locations in St. Joseph, downtown, and on Cleveland Avenue. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. After attacks on some of the Middle East's most important energy facilities, global oil is trading this morning above $114 a barrel. That would bring Brent crude's gains since the start of the conflict to around 60%. The ongoing war is raising the risk of a lasting impact on oil supplies. Stock futures are edging lower this morning. FedEx opened this year on a tear. The stock raced ahead on rosy views of the U.S. economy, but the war in Iran is threatening to weigh on growth. The delivery giant reports quarterly earnings this afternoon after the closing bell. And one of Eli Lilly's most highly anticipated experimental medicines has helped diabetic patients lose more weight than any drug currently on the market. In a trial, patients on the highest dose lost more than 15% of their body weight on average. The shot is a cornerstone of Lilly's future in the obesity market, with analysts estimating that sales could top $10.6 billion by 2036. Courtney Donahoe, Bloomberg Radio.
The Morning Show with Ken and Friends on 94.9 WSJM.
Good morning. It's 7:28 at WSJM. I'm Zack in for Ken this morning. We've been speaking to guests from Be Healthy Berrien and Corewell Health's Community Leadership Academy. The cohort that took place in Benton Harbor featured the work of Ashley Hines and her committee, as well as one of the participants, Sheba, here from the community, telling us pretty awesome stories of getting people together to kind of connect the dots on how to make their communities better. And Dawn Marie, we're going to do the same for the Niles and Buchanan area with the next cohort that's going to be scheduled here. What can you tell us about that?
Well, we are, and we're really excited to be in South County. We selected South County, the Buchanan and Niles area for a couple of reasons. One is that part of this the academy and the intent is to try to bring out and promote individuals that haven't had opportunities in the past to share their voice, that perhaps are underrepresented or perhaps even historically been not have that opportunity. So we wanted to continue that theme from Benton Harbor into the Niles and Buchanan area. And then the Niles and Buchanan area also, they sometimes actually act like sister cities because of all of the various activities. And I'll give you an example of that, which is their trail system. So those municipalities are pretty connected, and we just felt it was a natural fit, as well as just knowing that we wanted to provide that opportunity to the South County residents. And even when we spoke to city leadership, they asked us why, and they were very thankful that we were able to promote it in South County. So we have we're right now actively promoting. We did a lot of canvassing. We've talked to a lot of different organizations, and we just want Buchanan Township, Niles Charter Township, and Niles, the city of Niles residents to be aware that we have this program. We are looking for 12 individuals to sign up, and we're encouraging folks to take a look at the application and get the application in by April 1st. And then from April 1st, we will set up some interview periods. So this process is a pretty robust process. We want to make sure that the individuals that are completing the application really understand the commitment. 12 weeks is a lot of commitment. And then there's a commitment after the 12 weeks, which is working on the community improvement project. And sometimes we want to make sure that commitment, everyone has really busy lives. And we just have to have those conversations ahead of time to set the expectations, but also to set the success for the individual.
And we talked a little bit here with our Benton Harbor cohort members that have given us a bit of an idea as to what citizen, what resident is a perfect fit for being a part of this work. But really, in a nutshell, it's people who are just, again, concerned about their community, want to understand and connect the dots with all the things that are interconnected to each other, but then also just simply how to, again, get, as Sheba said, get your voice heard, get your opinion and what you see and hear and care about within your community to be interconnected in the places that will make progress. That's what it ultimately sounds like, right?
Yes, it is. And I would say it so there are individuals that have a vision for their neighborhoods. They are connected mostly to what is happening in their neighborhoods. They know the issues They have, connections, and they're the ones that are willing to stand up and say, you know what, I want to be part of this change. And this change isn't just for a one and done. This change is building the leadership skills and competencies within myself, but also then I'm able to pass it on to my neighborhood and also other individuals. So it is a little bit of a pass it on, because after the cohort is done and after the programs are done, we're hoping that those same individuals will continue to work on various projects within their communities. It's about community connection. It's about driving change. It's about building capacity within a neighborhood that perhaps had the opportunity or that knows what the issues are, but haven't had that opportunity to actually address them specifically.
Because you just sometimes don't know where to start.
Yeah.
This is a good dot connector, as I've said. I'm glad we got the chance to talk about it. Glad we got the opportunity to talk about Niles and Buchanan as well. And even though Ken's not here, I will speak for him and say, you, Ashley, and Sheba have to come back and give us an idea as to how the Youth Summit is going or has gone when we get to that point, okay? Absolutely. Thank you. And Dawn Marie, thank you so much for being in this morning as well. And website address where folks can get registered, by the way, for Niles and Buchanan?
They'll apply at behealthyberrien.org/CLA/.
Excellent. All right. Thanks so much for being in, everybody. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Absolutely. It's 7:34 now.
News is next. Brought to you by Creative Landscaping and Design. Creating landscapes for life. For over 50 years. Family owned in Southwest Michigan.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Oil prices shoved into overdrive by overnight attacks in the Middle East. Brent crude hitting $115 a barrel this morning as Iran steps up its attacks on Kuwaiti and Saudi energy facilities. ABC's Patrick Reevell is in Doha, Qatar.
President Trump overnight posting no more attacks will be made by Israel on the gas field unless Iran attacks Qatar's gas terminal again. Trump warning if that were to happen, the U.S. will massively blow up the entirety of the South Pars gas field. Iran has also threatened energy sites in the UAE and Saudi Arabia. The Washington Post reports the Pentagon has now requested another $200 billion for the war.
And we'll get an update from the Pentagon this morning from Secretary Pete Hegseth and the chairman of the Joint Chiefs. About 1 in 10 TSA workers calling out sick as the DHS funding fight keeps them from getting paid. There are worries that more sick outs could force small airports to stop operations. This is ABC News.
The Michigan News Network.
I'm Ryan Recker. The Michigan House has voted to ban the production and sale of kratom in the state. Some call it gas station heroin because it is addictive and can lead to depression, overdose, and death. Supporters say banning the production and sale of kratom will help protect public health by removing an unregulated substance from the store shelves. Legislation now heads to the Senate for consideration. A Rapid City man will spend 7 years in prison for drug trafficking. Robert Ward, accused of supplying the drugs to a 25-year-old man who died of an overdose. Police found him in possession of fentanyl and heroin during the arrest, even after he knew he was the target of a federal drug investigation. Ward was also found with meth, animal tranquilizer, and other drugs. And a man from Warren has been sentenced for a 2022 election scheme. Sean Wilmoth will spend up to 20 years in prison for defrauding gubernatorial and judicial candidates. Wilmoth charged the campaigns nearly $400,000 for valid signature collection and then delivered tens of thousands of forged signatures. I'm Ryan Recker for the Michigan News Network.
When your car is making a strange noise, no matter what it is, you can't just pretend it's not happening.
That's an interesting sound.
It's like your mental health. If you're struggling and feeling overwhelmed, it's important to do something about it. It can be as simple as talking to someone in your community or just taking a deep, calming breath when you need it. Nice. For mental health resources, check out loveyourmindtoday.org. At loveyourmindtoday.org, you'll find information that may help you get through a tough time. Things like tips for dealing with stress, how to navigate difficulties like financial worries, anger, substance use, and more. You can also find real stories of how people navigated their own mental health challenges. Because once you start to address the problem, you can go so much further. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
From last night in the first four in Dayton, Prairie View A&M picked up its first ever NCAA tournament win, beating Lehigh 67-55 by 25 points from Dante Horn. And Miami of Ohio is moving on as well, knocking off SMU 89-79. Ian Elmer led the way with 23 points as the Red Hawks hit 16 three-pointers in the win. Now to tonight, and a big day for Michigan teams in March Madness. At 4:05, third-seeded Michigan State takes on North Dakota State with coverage on Cozy Classic Hits 103.7 starting at 3 o'clock. Then tonight at 7:10, it's top-seeded Michigan opening up tournament play against Howard. The Wolverines come in 31-3 and looking like a national title contender, while Howard is fresh off its first four win and first ever tournament victory. On the women's side, second-seeded Michigan is set for its tournament run tomorrow, hosting 15th-seed Holy Cross. The Wolverines are coming off a record-setting regular season and are led by sophomore standouts Olivia Olson and Silas Swords as they look to make a deep March push. In the NBA last night, Portland beat Indiana 127-119 as the Pacers dropped their 15th straight, and Toronto rolled past Chicago 139-109. Tonight, the Pistons are on the road in Washington, while the Bulls host the Cavaliers. Big news from the WNBA. A new labor deal is close that could bring the league's first ever $1 million players. The agreement is expected to be finalized soon ahead of the May 8th season opener. On the ice tonight, the Red Wings host Montreal at Little Caesars Arena in a key game for playoff standings, while the Blackhawks visit Minnesota. High school sports today in girls basketball. Brandywine faces Jacksonville McChristie in the Division III state semifinals at the Breslin Center. Spring sports begin today. Zeeland West visits St. Joe in girls soccer tonight at Dickinson Stadium. On the diamond, it's South Haven and Michigan Lutheran for a baseball and softball doubleheader. Also in tennis, Berrien Springs travels to St. Joe, while a full slate continues across the area, including the debut of boys volleyball as a new MHSAA sport. The rest of the scores from last night and the schedules for today's games are on this station's website. With your morning sports for Thursday, March 19th, I'm Dave Wolf.
It's a sure sign of spring. The trees begin to leaf, robins appear each day, and the Creative Landscaping trucks seem to be everywhere. Like you at Creative Landscaping, we love spring. When it comes to your outdoor world, it's our dream to make your dreams come to life. Get a free 1-hour consultation with our designers. Just visit creativelandscapinginc.com or call us at 473-1356. Creative Landscaping and Design, creating landscapes for life.
The shoving, the complaining, the arguing. And you haven't even gotten to the airport yet. They say getting there is half the battle, and traveling with your family can be quite the battle. So let's shorten the getting there part and start your next trip at nearby South Bend International Airport. Parking? Easy. Lines? Easy. Lots of flights? Easy. Book your next easy getaway from South Bend International Airport. FlySBN.com. Happy starts here.
Midwest Family Marketing and Media is proud to support local nonprofits like the Friends of Berrien County Animal Services through our March 4th campaign. All month long, we're shining a spotlight on organizations like this one, making a real difference right here in our community. We're excited to share their story and encourage you to learn more, support their mission, and find out how you can get involved. Special thanks to the Mason Jar Cafe that's helping us share the story of Friends of Berrien County Animal Services. Check out our Facebook page to watch the video and join us as we March 4th together.
Spring is around the corner and Southwest Michigan is ready. The perfect time for a great deal during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event at Signature Hyundai. Hi, I'm Bill Crowder. Get away with 0% financing for 60 months on the 26 Hyundai Tucson and 0% for 60 months on the 26 Santa Fe's, including hybrids. Every model, Palisades, Sonatas, Tucsons, Elantras, the Santa Cruz, and Santa Fe, all with getaway pricing. All new Hyundais include America's best warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty, and Hyundai owner assurance. Plus, only at Signature, you get the $25 oil change club for 7 years or 100,000 miles, proving there's no better value than a Hyundai. But even better, 0% financing for up to 60 months on Tucson and Santa Fe models, including hybrids, with no payments for 90 days. Get away with a great deal during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event at Signature Hyundai, Napier and Union, Benton Harbor, and 24/7 at signaturehyundai.com.
You got a signature on it.
Can you predict the future? I can't. That's why when I'm planting soybeans, I treat with Heads Up seed treatment. With more than 15 years of research, Heads Up offers proven protection against both white mold and sudden death syndrome. So no matter what the year throws at you, you've already taken that first step to be prepared. Don't let your beans suffer from disease when they're just starting to look their best. Tell your seed dealer you need Heads Up seed treatment. Learn more at headsupst.com.
Mostly cloudy skies with a few chances of rain this morning, but we will become partly sunny this afternoon. High temperatures getting up around 50. Mostly cloudy tonight. We stay near 40. And then for Friday, partly sunny skies through the day. There is a slight chance of a stray shower. High temperatures will be in the upper 50s to low 60s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
The Morning Show with Ken Lundberg on WSJM.
It's 7:43 at WSJM. I'm Zack in for Ken this week as he enjoys vacation somewhere, presumably much warmer than us here. We will reach 52, as Carrie Peugeot mentioned, and also getting up to the 60s potentially tomorrow for the first day of spring. So there is that. 33 in Benton Harbor, 34 in St. Joe. Niles is at 32 and 32 in South Haven as well. We continue a lot of our guests here that are in studio. And because my work full-time is at United Way of Southwest Michigan, and my path crosses every once in a while with my radio job, I get to decide who my guests are. And they happen to be impact partners of United Way of Southwest Michigan. The Children's Advocacy Center is a huge part of Southwest Michigan. Jamie and Allie are in studio with us this morning. Good morning to both of you. Appreciate you being here. A big piece of what happens in the upcoming month of April happens to be Child Abuse Prevention Month, which we'll talk about in just a second here. But Jamie, perhaps you can give folks an idea of what the Children's Advocacy Center really does in Southwest Michigan. It's pretty important work, right?
It is. Yes, we like to think so. We work collaboratively with local law enforcement, Berrien County Prosecutor's Office, as well as Child Protective Services, and we do that to investigate if there's any allegations of child abuse with children in Berrien County. If there are allegations, we receive referrals through law enforcement and Child Protective Services to bring the child to our facility to do what we call a forensic interview. So this is a really child-friendly way for children to come in and talk about what may have happened to them. And we bring everyone together for that interview so that everybody can get all the information they need with one interview so the child doesn't have to continue to tell their story over and over. We have the team there and the child meets individually with our forensic interviewer who both are highly trained in how to talk to kids and make them comfortable. The questions are non-leading, age-appropriate, developmentally appropriate to let the child tell their story in their words. We have the team that can observe that interview and ask the interviewer a question. She wears an earpiece so that, like I mentioned, everybody leaves there with all the information they need. We also offer on-site crisis counseling and long-term therapy. That's offered to both the child victim and any non-offending family members. We provide advocacy services to make sure whatever the family is struggling with it, they have resources and know what's going on through the whole process. And then we also offer prevention education, which Allie will talk more about, but that's within our schools and for adults. And all services we provide are free to families throughout the whole process.
How long has the CAC existed around Southwest Michigan?
We've been around for a long time, over 20 years. It started as a smaller group, bringing together, realizing the need for these type of services. Children Advocacy Centers are a national group, and we have about 40 in the state of Michigan now, and there's almost 1,000 in the whole country, and we are accredited through the National Children's Alliance. So it's a really structured process of how to do these investigations with the child's interest at the forefront to make sure that they are comfortable and they're getting the services they need and reducing the trauma for these kids.
That is incredibly important. Even though, I work with a lot of partners, including you at United Way of Southwest Michigan, there is always a story about the immense amount of detail of the work that gets done to make sure that people are well served in our community. And this is just one piece among many other pieces. But it is incredibly, as you've mentioned, very important work to make sure that all the people involved are getting the information and the help that they need.
Right.
Just incredible.
And it works well to bring the family through the process so that they don't feel alone and they feel supported through that. And the team can work together to resolve what's going on and make sure the children are getting the services they need.
I can imagine almost putting myself in the shoes of a family member that wants answers. They want help. They want help for their child or other family members involved in a situation. And in most cases, law enforcement's job is to get what they need to in order to, deal with the crime. But they're not involved typically, I'm guessing, in a lot of the therapy portion of things, the having the touch that's needed to help somebody come with answers and other things. And that's really where you're coming in the most, it sounds like.
Yeah, everybody has their role, and our focus is definitely on protecting the children and making sure that they receive those services. And they do, if they come through the process and participate in therapy, they do really well. And we want to make sure that those services are free to the families and offered to those that need it. And then everybody on the team does their own role, and it's a well-oiled machine that works really well.
It sounds like it. And we'll talk about the Child Abuse Prevention Month that's coming up in the month of April. You have lots of things for the community to be involved in there. We'll talk about all that coming up here as we reach 7:49 at WSJM.
Rich Brand and Tara Halsey from Insurance Management Service, your local auto owner's insurance agency in St. Joseph and Niles, know it means something to have peace of mind knowing your insurance is taken care of.
I want to just tell my clients thank you. That's why I come to work every day, establishing those relationships and feeling like I'm an important part of their business. They're counting on me to make sure that this asset of theirs is covered properly. And if something goes wrong, they've got peace of mind of knowing it's going to be taken care of.
Tarek and I, we love going to work every day. There's Sunday afternoons. It's like, man, I'm glad that Monday morning's only a couple of hours away. I can't wait to get back to work. And we enjoy the people that we work with in our office, and we enjoy the clients that we work with each and every day. We get excited every day about doing insurance in Berrien County in Southwest Michigan.
IMS, an auto owner's insurance agency in St. Joseph and in Niles.
We're watching over you. IMS Insurance Management Service.
IMS is proud to partner with Auto Owners Insurance.
Austin Tax and Financial.
Hi, this is Sharon Austin. Tax season is here, and it doesn't have to be stressful. At Austin Tax and Financial, we make it easy and worry-free. Our team is here to help you and minimize your stress. From tax planning to financial planning, we provide personalized services to meet your unique needs. Come visit us at 715 Columbia Avenue in St. Joseph.
Austin Tax and Financial.
Are you tired of slow, unreliable satellite internet? We have some great news. A better internet solution is here. Midwest Energy and Communications is bringing its fast, reliable fiber internet to rural southern Michigan. Learn, play, work, and game online with no slowdowns, throttling, or interruptions. Plus, every package includes a free Wi-Fi router, unlimited data, parental controls, and automatic hacker blocking. Explore packages and check your eligibility today at teammidwest.com. teammidwest.com.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
The Morning Show with Ken and Friends on 94.9 WSJM.
Good morning. It's 7:51 at WSJM. I'm Zack in for Ken this week. Carrie Peugeot at WSBT says we'll see partly sunny skies and a 40% chance of rain this morning with highs near 52. Mostly cloudy and 40 tonight, and we'll stay partly cloudy for the first day of spring. 20% chance of rain and 60 expected on Friday. We're at 34 pretty much across the region here and coming up on 7:52. We have guests in this morning from Children's Advocacy Center of Southwest Michigan. Jamie and Allie are joining us. We've been talking about the work that CAC does here in the community, along with all the other CACs throughout the state of Michigan, certainly throughout the state, or I should say throughout the nation. But one of the things that many come together to celebrate and kind of, raise that awareness that's necessary is Child Abuse Prevention Month. That's happening in the month of April. And Allie, you have a fair amount of events that'll be going on in the month of April. And it's all really just the chance to raise awareness and have those conversations about child abuse prevention, but also maybe helping people be educated a bit, I'm assuming, on, what is child abuse, because some people may not really know what is and what isn't, or maybe not have had the opportunity to come forward with a situation in their life, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And at the CAC, we do prevention year round. But April is really the month where we push it out to the larger community and try to generate just general public awareness. And this month we have many events going on, starting with April 10th is Wear Blue Day. And that's a national event, and just anybody can participate by wearing something blue on that day. Also by posting it on social media, tagging the Children's Advocacy Center. We love to see pictures of businesses and organizations with all their staff dressed in blue, just to generate awareness on that day. You may see pinwheels around the area. The pinwheel is the national symbol for child abuse prevention, and it represents the happy childhood that all kids deserve. So you'll see those in front of our building. I know the libraries are going to have some pinwheel gardens. And then we do a lot of just general education. So we partnered with Berrien RISA. We have Stewards of Children being offered there on the 13th. And that is specifically a sexual abuse prevention training for adults who have children in their lives, whether that's their own kids or they work with kids or they care about protecting kids. And then at the St. Joe Library, we have two events. One's on the 15th. The first one is about digital safety. So it's really educating caregivers on how to protect their children online. It's really the new arena of where we're seeing tons of child abuse is through digital platforms, social media, online games, cyberbullying, harassment that happens online. And so that's really educating parents on those dangers and how to set up good safeguards for kids. And then we have a second one on the 29th where we'll be talking about human trafficking and grooming, which is something that does happen in our community. And that's kind of what a prevention month is about. Child abuse thrives in communities where people don't want to acknowledge it, where people are, too uncomfortable to talk about these topics. And so it's easier to miss, or it's easier to ignore the signs. So really prevention's about generating awareness so that people can see it. And when they can see it, they have the tools and the courage to act to protect those kids in their lives.
That's a very good point. You're right. I hadn't really thought about that. As we talk about this, awareness that's happening in the month, a big portion of it is simply talking about it, what it is and what it isn't, and helping people make those determinations and understandings so that conversations can start to occur. That's 51% probably of just getting there, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's where it starts.
So all of these events that you've talked about a bit are probably on your website and social media for folks to check out as a reminder.
Definitely our social media page. Our website is under construction, so we're doing an overhaul there. But yeah, Facebook is usually the best place to get most current information on events. And we do have some fundraisers coming up in April as well. One is the Fraternal Order of Police is putting on a benefit for us. So that's really nice because we work with them and then they also support us, and we love our local law enforcement. And then we also have a euchre tournament with Watermark, the Battle of the Bowers. So registration information on those will be on our Facebook page as well. And then we're also having an open house. So for people that drive by our center and wonder what we do or want to see the services and meet our staff, we're opening our doors to, again, generate awareness about our center and the things that we do.
So your open house is happening on the 23rd of April, right?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. And we have kind of two time frames there for people to stop by when it works for them. But 8 to 10, 4 to 6.
All right. Excellent. And again, the 23rd. And if folks go to search for your Facebook page, what's the name of it?
It's the Children's Advocacy Center of Southwest Michigan.
All right. So get on over there and give the group a follow so that you can get some alerts on some of these things heading into April, but certainly far beyond that. As you said, this just happens to be the awareness month coming up, but child abuse is certainly a 365-day concern, and you're working in it every day. So thank you for your hard work, especially on behalf of kids and families here in Southwest Michigan. We appreciate it very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. We're coming up on just about 7:58. We'll have ABC News in about the next 3 minutes or so, and then we'll get a check-in with Andrew Green in the newsroom as well. Hang on.
Hey, Joe, I thought you were retired.
Living on a fixed income is tough. So here I am, an essential worker.
I know.